Sit back, relax, put your belt on, enjoy the show.
Jumping across to the first game, actually of the weekend of end of Super Rugby Aotearoa. Chiefs losing to the Highlanders 23-39, 2 tries to 5. In the returns column, we had Samasoni Takeaho returning after a preseason injury, and we had a new injury to Dan Leonard-Brown with a fractured arm. What can you add here with statistics, mate? What did you see in this match?
Yeah, like I said, it's a bit early at the moment to start really using data because it's you don't see trends yet, not after 2 games. So for now, it's anecdotal. What I do when I compare the Chiefs to last year, they start like a house on fire, all their games. First 20 minutes, quarter one, they will dominate. Last year, I think on 2 or 3 occasions, they had the highest efficiency rating of any team in the world in the first quarter. But then, I don't know, I think they are the opposite of what efficiency is. They play an awful lot of rugby. They play it because they enjoy it, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's why their fans are so passionate. It's kind of easy on the eye when it works. But as soon as things go a little bit tough, they don't have a general that I think the last a general that they had, I'm now thinking back to the lad who played in Europe now of late. What was the last 10 for the Chiefs about 5 years ago? Why the name escapes me now. But he was still a 10 who could take control like a Tumua when things are going a little bit rough or when the forwards don't have parity and get them into positions. And I think the Chiefs just really lack that at the moment. They seem to just be forcing play in areas of the field where it just shouldn't be forced, and they fall behind. They don't know how to get out of that. Again, it's going to be really interesting to track. Last year, they fell into this hole and they couldn't get out of it. Let's see this year if something goes better for them. I'm not too sure.
Yep, it's an interesting point, and I think Damien McKenzie's meant to be their linchpin player to I guess, control the game. And for all his brilliance, he's never been the level-headed guy to steer your ship around. He's definitely your X factor and the guy that can break a game open with something crazy. A little bit in the same vein to, as you said, the Reds, where he's just like given a license to thrill and do whatever the hell he wants. But they do seem to lack that composed player. Maybe Bryn Gatland's the answer. I do think he's been playing pretty well, and having Anton Leonard-Brown outside of him, I think is incredibly helpful for that as well. But I guess the one stat that you can't research is the Jonah Nareki stat. What a game he had. He was just absolutely unbelievable.
Look, he was awesome, and it was definitely all him in that second half, or from that 30-minute mark maybe. But we were remiss to not say how it was the Nanai Saturo show at the start of that match as well, because he walked away with like 18 tackle busts or something ridiculous as well. Like, absolutely awesome. He can step you in a phone box, that's for sure.
Yeah. Look, there's a lot of critique against that. I know in England and in South Africa, they question more and more whether the Kiwi teams are that keen to defend, whether these tackle busts we see as a result of really good attack or explosiveness and all that, or whether their defense is falling flat. So now that we play in Super Rugby without each other, I think the Aussie breakdown for me seems to be more contested than the Kiwi one. That certainly was the case last year. The Kiwis get to play more phases because the breakdowns are not as contested.
Yep.
Whereas the South Africans tended to resort everyone to these arm wrestles, and you almost needed to learn to play European rugby. It was really defense-based, lots of kicking. That's also now gone from the Kiwi game. So I wonder if we have to have a Trans-Tasman this year, by the way. COVID, I'm sorry, he's done what he could, but we've got to get that out of the way, because I feel there's something in the air. And later when we discuss the efficiency metrics, the Oz teams really do show a higher efficiency at the moment.
Yep.
So I'd love to see that there has to be some stage this year, and it shouldn't just be Wallabies, All Blacks. It should be the teams against each other. I'd love to see the matchups.
Well, the teaser that we're going to have to ask you at the end now is where's everyone going to come in Trans-Tasman, but we'll come to that. The fantasy man of the match for this one was, as I mentioned, Jonah Nareki. He had 115 points, which I actually think is the most points we've ever seen over the last 4 or 5 years of running these systems. He had 3 tries, 8 runs for 192 meters, 9 tackle busts, 5 line breaks, 1 offload, 1 try assist. We normally say if you can make 10 meters per run, you've had a really good game. He made over 20. He made 190 meters from 8 runs. It's just absolutely mental. And I think the turning point in this whole match was when Bryn Gatland tried to put the chip through and Nareki ran 90 meters to score. Yeah. And from there, the Highlanders just didn't look back. He was the absolute linchpin of this game.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, that sound that you hear in the background is the sound of all analysts in New Zealand at the moment, tracking his every single move, which leg he steps off, what the cues are before he catches the ball. So he would definitely be curbed in the next few weeks because everyone's just now scrambling to get data on him. But yeah, this is what we're here for, isn't it?
Mate, that's a great point. I love that. You're saying that, all the analysts at different clubs are going to be looking at him. So do we see his points drop off in coming weeks?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's amazing. But, well, actually, no, it's got to drop off less than 115 a game, I think. But, look, we mentioned the tackle bust before, 36 to the Chiefs, 18 to the Highlanders, and 10 offloads to 4 as well. It was just a point-scoring bonanza for everybody. You also had D-Mac from the Chiefs getting 90 points, Teni Nanai-Satoro 68 points, Weber 51, Tupo Vai 50, and my boy Luke Jacobson 48 points as well. Highlanders, Shannon Frizzell 48 points, and Fakatava 42 as well. So just huge scores all around. We normally mention everyone over 30 points, 40 points, Brendan, and normally there's 2 or 3. In this game, it was half the team from each side.
Jeez, yeah. Look,
anything else from this one that you'd like to highlight?
No, there wasn't. I'm very fascinated to see if the Highlanders can kick on from last year. I think they are formulating a style of play that they seem to be really comfortable with. A lot of it was based around Aaron Smith. I think they are playing the new 9, giving him enough game time against big enough teams, because it's vital for them to have a second 9 who can step in and still kind of run things the way Smith does. Things seem to be kicking on for them. I just want to come back before we forget about Tim Anstey. How glad I am that we see a forward again who's a lanky forward who has a bit of pace. I remember years ago a conversation with Jake White.
Yep.
It was when I think he still coached the Springboks 2007. And at the time, someone asked him, who's the most effective player? Who makes the most meters? And it was a lock. Albert van den Berg, I think at that stage, was the most efficient Springbok.
Yep.
And people were baffled, but he then went on to explain when team can afford a lanky, quick one, he gets through holes that other big bodies just couldn't get through. And if he has a turn of pace and he has a good trigger before he gets contact, good footwork, you're going to have something really effective. So now looking back at Australia and having a guy like Swinton that bring real aggression to the international level, please, if there can be a space, imagine we have on the bench a lanky sevens dude who can really make trouble in the second half. That excites me no end. I love this player. I'm going to be watching him. I'm going to be tracking your guys' stats on him. I hope he really pulls.
Yeah, we love the bloke as well. We started a fan group, the Horned Army for the Rams in the NRC. And this is when he was, 15, something like that, 16. He turned up and got amongst it, and he was just loving the NRC. And it's great to see him now doing things, not only for sevens, but now getting into the 15-man game. And I would love to see him in Wallabies gold at some point.
Yeah, please. I just hope he has the season of a lifetime.
Yep.